There is one more week before Spider-Man 2 comes out. People are excited, counting days.
Seconds, minutes, hours, days, weeks, months, years, decades, each life, a faded, lesser copy.
Yeah, then what is the point of making this video? I mean, the game went cold almost 3 weeks ago. It's just my coping mechanism to talk about what I want in the game, knowing it won't be coming to the game and hoping that there's someone else out there that agrees with me. Anyway, so why are we here? Swinging. Swinging is an integral part of any Spider-Man game. It is what makes Spider-Man Spider-Man, his swinging ability. Which is why when Marvel's Spider-Man makes you hold the R2 button to A. sprint, B. parkour, and C. swing, it feels really off because all you're doing is holding one button and the game just does everything for you. People have talked a lot about this already, so I am just going to touch over it. Insomniac's Marvel Spider-Man has swinging that is the most controlled yet beautiful swinging in a Spider-Man game. It is this control that Insomniac has to throw out the window just so the game can be easy and look good. But then, look at the Tarzan 2 game. It allowed you to swing on both hands, with the left button for the left hand and the right button for your right hand. And if you're too lazy, you can hold both to make Spidey go even faster. And this is one of the games that allowed the webs to actually stick to the building. Which is why I was really disappointed when I saw that there was a YouTube video with almost 700,000 views that doesn't even mention the quote-unquote 3D based swinging this game had. It's like it never even existed. That's how much hate this game got. Anyway, where were we before this turned into a rant? Thing is, this isn't inherently a bad thing. It's just that swinging can be a lot more than just swinging. Swinging, especially in a Spider-Man game, shouldn't be a mindless thing. You shouldn't just be able to swing around in the city mindlessly, looking cool, while only having to press one button. I mean, even Spider-Man 2, the 2004 game, has 2 swinging modes, but Insomniac's game does. There's one and only one way to do it. Let the game take control. Let the game manage the animations. Let it decide when to let go of your web and let it make you look cool. Like, I get that a lot of people prefer being able to swing easily without much effort, but there should have been at least one more swinging mode like in the 2004 game. Okay, let's go back to the double-handed swinging for a second. While taking the Spider-Man 2, the new Spider-Man 2's gameplay as an example. Here, as Peter swings, there's nothing to his right, or there isn't anymore. Imagine instead of mindlessly swinging holding R2, you are forced to use a left button to make your web stick to the left side. And if you don't, you fall in the water and you lose. Adds a sense of depth to the swinging system. The game rewards you because you swing correctly, and thus when you swing right, there's the sense of accomplishment as opposed to letting the game do it for you. You're forced to stay aware of your surroundings and adapt your swinging to that. I could have spoken a lot more about this, but that's for another video. I don't have time right now. Web swinging isn't the only use of Spider-Man's webs in traversal. Spidey can use his webs in many more ways to travel around that isn't attaching a web to a building. I mean, the game showcases this so well in a cutscene, and then it has one of the most bland swinging in any Spider-Man game.
Excuse me, late for work! Coming through!
Looking good, Spidey!
Hello, New York!
The Amazing Spider-Man games took a real nice twist on
New
it,
suit,
essentially
same old me.
allowing you to travel in another way that isn't just web swinging. It's called web rush. So, when you hold R1, you go into this first-person POV of Spidey, where all time is slowed down, and you can pinpoint exactly where you want to go, as Spidey gracefully finds his way using his web, surrounding buildings and traffic if he can. Kinda like the cutscene once again. And if the worst Spider-Man game can do this, just imagine what level of bonkers people would go to if Insomniac added this to Spider-Man 2. It would allow you to have this level of control on where you want to go with Spidey, while making him look as cool as in a real-time cutscene. Like, just imagine how amazing it would be with Insomniac's beautiful, smooth animations. But how it goes into first person, it becomes slow motion, it breaks the immersion. Well, here's the thing. It doesn't have to be in first person. If you simply tap R1, Spidey will automatically go to the spot you specified. And the same way as before, without all the slow motion and first person shenanigans. It adds a level of skill to the game while still keeping it simple. If you aren't very skilled, you have this really easy way to travel around. And if you are skilled, then it comes down to speed. Since you don't have to go in slow motion anymore, you don't have time to react to your environment to make the swinging look good. You gotta be quick and react to your environment as it changes, which adds a level of skill. A barrier which is completely missing in Insomniac's games. Insomniac did kinda do something like this though. The point launch, which I gotta admit is really fun and I wish was in the TASM game. But other than swinging, that's about the only other thing you can do for traversal. I mean, just think about it again. Imagine if Spider-Man did all this cool shit in Spider-Man 2 with Insomniac's beautiful animation. That said, Marvel's Spider-Man did have something similar to this that isn't point launch, that any veterans of the game would know. You can enter a POV that slows down time and allows you to aim where you want to go. Except its range is a lot smaller and a lot more clunky. Mainly, once you zip to a point, Spidey either sits or sticks to a wall, which is what makes it so much better in TASM. It allows you to keep your momentum even after you zip to that point, whether it's jumping off the ledge or continuing to run up the wall of a building. It's there. I just feel Insomniac missed out big time on that, since it would have been perfect for the smaller towns and buildings in Spider-Man 2 as a replacement for the web wings. They just kind of feel lazy, but it is what we have. Like, once again, imagine instead of having Miles just fly around the city so easily, he took advantage of the rooftops of these buildings, or used his webs to make a slingshot like he used the antenna things earlier, hopped from roof to roof, used point launches and took advantage of the traffic, just like in a cutscene, except anywhere. Once again, replicating the web rush from TASM 2. Just imagine how cool that would be and how bonkers people would go. I mean, on Marvel Spider-Man, I get it. You are limited to an old, slow HDD chained to Peter, where he swings really slowly. But on PS5, not anymore, man. You can go really fast. And we can already see the swinging is a lot faster, so why not hone it in and make Spider-Man do all these cool things, instead of making them, well, Batman. One thing I find really weird that Spidey can do is, to make your swing go faster, when you release it, you can press X for an extra boost. How is Spidey doing that? How is that one button press making it so that Spidey gains more momentum when he lets go of his swing? Does he use a web to make himself go faster? No, he simply pushes himself to swing faster mid-air, because that makes sense. You can just push yourself mid-air without anything. Like, literally, you already have the freaking web zip. Would it be that hard for Spidey to use an extra web when he lets go of his swinging web? If you couldn't tell already, I preferred it if Spidey did all these cool things while looking a little more realistic, instead of magically being able to fly fast through the air like you're in a freaking water current in the ocean. Which makes me talk about another nitpick. Why does Spidey break the ground? Literally why? No wonder Jonah calls him out, because he could literally just do this. Isn't that so much better while still looking cool? Anyway, there was a lot more I could have talked about, and I could literally make a video specifically on each one of these quote-unquote nitpicks. But due to time limitations, I will have to end the video here. Let me know what you all think about the swinging and what you really want the game to have. I just feel that it can be a little more grounded and make more sense to real life physics while still looking really good, and also adding an aspect of challenge rather than holding one button.